at all times. So since most of you know everything you need to know about him, without further ado, I will give you the U.S. Congressman from Texas, Ron Paul.
It's serious business. The country's in serious trouble, and we don't. Well, we want to deal with them, but if we, I think it was Samuel Adams said, "Be careful during the Revolution." He said, "Don't come out with long faces, because with long faces it would look like you're losing." There were a few people who were worried about right after the convention, because I don't know if you noticed, they didn't give me any speaking time. So a lot of people said, well, Ron Paul didn't win, the movement is dead, it's splintered, and all this stuff, and then everybody would have a long face. We're coming here tonight, and I understand we'll have others come tonight, and there's a good reception here, and a lot of enthusiasm around the country. I don't think there are that many long faces. I think there's still a lot of excitement. People like you that are involved, it really, you keep thanking me, but in many ways it's a mutual affection, because what you do and say and the enthusiasm you have, and you give me credit, and this really helps us all to keep going, because when I do know that people are interested and they're studying, I keep telling so many young people here tonight, and when they come into my office, I say, how old are you? Oh, it used to be that maybe by the time they got out of college, they might get interested in politics. Sometimes they're 14, 15, and 16, reading very broad. I tell them, because it's the absolute truth. I said, when I was your age, I didn't have the biggest idea what was going on. And even in college, I didn't have, I wasn't in a political club or anything. I was just trying to get into medical school. And fortunately, the crisis wasn't bearing down on me during that time. But we do have a lot to be concerned about. And it's a big task. But it's so great to see so many joining, and I think this internet environment is just unbelievable, because we might have so many names on our list. We send something out, some people say, you know how it works. For every one of you that receives something, you have friends too. You have your own, so nobody knows how big the movement is, and that remnant. Of course, it represents the people who hung around and held things together, but the remnant and the new people coming in sort of come together. And those are the numbers that we don't know of. The Bible tells us that you don't know how big the remnant is, but they're out there.
Amen.
You'll find out. You'll discover it. This makes the difference, because they want you to believe that conventional politics, work here through, get delegates in, get elected, that's the only thing there is to it. That's important, and that's a measurement of our success. But really what counts is the fact that everybody in this room, I'm very confident, you have a pretty darn good idea about what freedom is all about. And I think the other thing that you know about that most people come around to recognizing, just as I did early on, is that we get mixed signals, and we've gotten them for a long time, and we knew there was something wrong, but we didn't quite figure it out. And all of a sudden, a little bit of logic and a little bit of common sense sorts it out. And you can't have freedom for one person, but not for the other. You can't have freedom in a social sense, but not an economic sense. You can't have freedom for an individual here with violating freedoms of people overseas. And you can't have freedoms if you don't obey the law, and you happen to have a pretty good law, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. So people are like, yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. It's wonderful. You mean that is the way to move toward peace and prosperity? Yeah, that's great. So this is why I am so pleased that I sense that the excitement is continuing, and it's going to continue to build. You can keep saying, well, you're going to be leaving Congress. there's a lot of new people going on the Congress. And somebody said, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, one thing I know I'm not going to do. I won't be sitting in a rocking chair wondering what to do. Each and every one of you will have a job, and you don't know what you'll do tomorrow, the next day, or next week, but if you know what's going on, and you want to play a role, and you stay informed, there will be a place for you. And because you're in a unique group. Because no matter how intense politicking is, most people vote very superficially. And you're already in a position that I know you have influenced other people, and you will continue to do this. So ideas do have consequences, and that's been the difference of our campaign and how we've operated, because we dealt in politics, but we dealt in ideas as well as politics, and made the ideas be a higher priority than just dealing in politics. So this is the reason I am very much encouraged. So I thank you for coming and for your support, your willingness to study and learn and keep moving and influence other people, because we are having our freedoms encroached upon. There's no doubt about it. We don't know how or when they might crack down on the internet. We do know how they manipulate media in our schools and all these other things. So the time element is important. You know, it's not like I might have said in the 1950s, yeah, I'm sort of interested in that, but I got to do this and this and this. But now I don't think we can do that. We can say that, you might say, oh yeah, I think you're saying the right things, and I'll pay attention in 20 years from now. But I have to go and you know, make a lot of money and sit back and relax, and then I'll study this stuff. But no, we don't have it. I mean, just looking at what happened in the financial markets yesterday. You know, what's that outfit called? Is it called money? I They announced yesterday they would create $500 billion new dollars every year until it solves the problem. So no, that's not going to work. It's going to come to an end. And in some ways, it can be very exciting if we have enough allies. And that's what Campaign for Liberty is all about. Campaign for Liberty is very successful. It has a lot more we can do. Campaign for Liberty was responsible for getting us to the point where so many more people know about the Fed, and that we were able to get the bill at least passed for auditing the Fed in the House of Representatives. So that requires grassroots effort. That's what Campaign for Liberty is all about. I thank you for coming and supporting the Campaign for Liberty. And one way or another, we will win. Thank you very much.